Hi, I'm Lexi Sandifer, the nutritional therapist for Champion Chiropractic Center, and today I'm going to show you how to make some chicken chili. So your ingredients are going to be, right over here, I have 5 whole cloves of garlic chopped. I have 1 whole onion. I have 2 stalks of celery chopped with the greens. I have 2 carrots chopped, 1 whole jalapeno, and you have a choice of either keeping the seeds in with the jalapeno or removing them. Those seeds are hot. It's your choice. Over here, I've just finished cooking up a whole package of navy beans in the crock pot. If you've never worked with dried beans before, you're going to want to take the package of dried beans and 2 quarts of water and put it on high with a half a tablespoon of salt, and you will get a nice cooked bean that way. Save what you have left over, put it in the freezer for another use. I have a family that loves this meal and I use it for lunches, so I'm on this side you can see it's a liter of beans, or on this side it's 4 cups of beans depending on where you're coming from. Over here, the rest of the ingredients are sitting. This is 2 tablespoons of arrowroot powder. And then in here, I have the 1 teaspoon of real salt, a half teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and you can bump that up if you want it hotter. And then I have 2 teaspoons of cumin seed, and then a 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And some of these spices may seem foreign to you. You've not used them before. And the best way that I find to get seasoning is in the bulk food section of either your grocery store or health food store. And that way you can buy only as much as you need and not have to invest in these large bottles of spices. So in here I have some chopped cilantro. I have 2 cans, and these are 7-ounce cans of diced green chilies. And then I have 2 containers of 32 ounces of organic chicken stock. If you make your own stock or bone broths, please use that. And of course I have coarse ground pepper that's in here as well. So that's our ingredients. The other side here I have cooking 2 chicken breasts that are slowly cooking in some coconut oil, and I'm going to bump up the heat to get them going nice and hot. This is a Dutch oven, so it's cast iron. You can hear that. So I find that Dutch ovens are perfect for making soups, stews, and chilies. They have a great lid that has these ridges in them that allows the vapors to recirculate down through, so it keeps everything moist and hot. So we're going to bump this up. I'm going to grab my onions and my garlic, and in they go, all of it. Alright, and we're going to just stir those in with the chicken breasts as they cook. And this is on a medium-high heat. We want to cook this fast and be able to let it simmer for a while. What I do to save time is those beans that we were looking at. Before I go to work in the morning, I turn the crock pot on, I put the beans in on high, and I get the beans cooking. Chili cooks actually quite quickly, and it's one of those that you can throw together after work, or you can cook in the crock pot all day long, get everything assembled and ready to go at night, and get it going in the morning. Alright, we're getting that all cooked up. It smells wonderful. And you can use less garlic cloves. If you are not fans of garlic, you can use 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. My family and I prefer to have a full body flavor to our soup, stews, and chilies, so I use more garlic. And of course that means we use more toothpaste. So we've got that cooking up nicely. And now I'm going to just add in the vegetables. the celery and the carrots. I'm going to hold off putting the jalapeno in until later. I prefer to have a little more spice. The more you cook jalapeno, the less kick it has, so I prefer for chili to have it have more bold flavor. As you can see, I'm just tossing all of that around. It makes it very simple.
It smells good.
My husband's holding the camera for me, and one of our favorites is to come home and just have a beautiful home-cooked meal. Everything smells absolutely wonderful. We keep things simple around here. As a former personal chef, I've learned how to cook things quickly. I don't believe in spending a lot of time in the kitchen. That's not where I have time. I have 2 children and I want to spend time with them. And my husband and I own our business, so that means time for work as well. And what you see me doing is there's some chunks of chicken that are a little bit bigger than I prefer them to be, so I'm just using my spatula here to just cut them up just a little bit, because we don't need them quite that big. And I'm not a perfect cook by far. I just do it the good old-fashioned country way. Chop and go, right? Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on and we're going to let this cook down for just a bit until the onion and the celery and the carrot are a little bit softer, and then we'll start adding in the rest of the ingredients. Alright, so that's about 5 minutes of cooking time to get the celery and the onion and that good carrot cooked down. You can see it's nice and steamy hot. So from here we're going to add in our beans. And this, as you can see, is a big recipe. And the reason I make it big, like I said before, is that my family loves chicken chili, but also I am very much in favor of cooking large portions and then freezing them for later use. There are nights when I just can't get to the kitchen, I'm running late, and it's very easy to have this in the freezer, pull it out, warm it up, and it's good to go. Okay, so we have our beans mixed in. And now I'm going to add all those spices that we talked about before, the salt, the pepper, the onion powder, the cayenne, and the cumin. That's all getting dumped in. We're just going to mix that in again. As you can see, people tend to make things a lot harder than they are. This is not a hard recipe. It's very, very easy. It's thickening up nicely. I'm going to boost that thickening with the 2 tablespoons of arrowroot. I'm going to mix that in. And now I'm going to put in the 2 containers of organic chicken stock. I try to do organic as much as possible. I think that's important, that we're getting some good vitamins and nutrients that is not normally found in regular food. So we're going to just mix that around, keeping it still on a medium-high heat. We want to bring this to a rolling boil, mixing everything in thoroughly. Alright, so that looks wonderful. We're going to add in the 2 cans of chilies, straight from the can. There we go. We're going to mix that in as well. And if you have your own homemade canned chilies, use those. I am not a canner, so therefore the grocery store provides those for me. And now we're going to mix in that fresh jalapeno and the cilantro. And that's about a 1/2 cup to a cup of cilantro. Alright, looks like green floaties right now, but it will all cook down and mix in here in just a little bit. Now, one of the things that we like to do, I cut up some fresh avocado and we put that on top. We also grate some cheese and we put cheese on top of it. Sour cream is another option. Those of you that are eating corn, you can add some corn chips on top as well. And just before serving, you want to make sure that you give this one final taste and make sure the seasonings are at the levels that you like it at. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on this, let it come up to a rapid boil, and let it cook for about 15-20 minutes. As you can see, I'm using a towel over the top of this. If you've not used cast iron before, this is hot, extremely hot. So make sure you protect your hands at all times. So I'm hearing that come up to a boil. I'm going to pull my heat down to about a medium and let it cook for about 10-15 more minutes, and it's done. So welcome to easy chicken chili. Enjoy.